Real-life conversations, the debates. It all makes sense now. Turn up the volume. Sit back and relax. You're listening to the Fellas and Facts podcast with Josh and EJ. Because why would you listen to anyone else?
All right, let's just get straight into some shit today. You just got out of a serious relationship. You're heartbroken. You're crying. You're telling everybody, fuck relationships. I'm done. I'm focusing on myself. 3 days later, you got somebody new in the bed. What happened? I thought we were finding ourselves. You didn't find yourself. You found somebody on Tinder. And listen, I'm not judging. We're all adults here. You want to have sex? I have sex. You have sex. You want to date? I date. You date. You want to sit on your couch eating ice cream while saying your ex is an asshole, your ex is a bitch. Do your thing, right? But here's what I want to know. Are you actually moving the hell on, or are you desperately trying not to feel it? Because there's a difference. And that's exactly what we're talking about today. Welcome back to the Fellas and Facts. I realized something when I decided to do this episode. I can sit here all day and give you a man's perspective, but that wouldn't be the whole conversation. So today I've brought somebody on to challenge me, disagree with me, call me out if necessary, and give us the female perspective. Asia, welcome to the Fellas and Facts. Before we potentially piss off half the internet, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Well, thank you so much for having me on, Josh.
You're welcome.
So my name's Asia. I've actually definitely been friends with Josh for a little bit, and we definitely challenge each other, tell each other a little bit of some hard stuff.
Yes,
hard
we do.
Facts for sure.
Yes, we do.
Things that we don't want to hear.
Unfortunately, it's real life, right? Everybody goes through it. Everybody gets, through the bad times. It's not all good times. It's not all going out and having a good time. There's going to be some problems in life and hurdles. So I'm happy. All right. Are you ready to get in some shit?
Always, absolutely.
Perfect. Because I'm not easing you into this one. When you hear that somebody got out of a serious relationship and immediately started dating or sleeping with somebody else, what's your first reaction?
I definitely think coping mechanism, unhealthy, rebound. Those are the first three things that come to my thought.
Do you immediately, so you do immediately think rebound, or do you think everyone handles breakups different?
I think it's kind of both. So everyone does handle breakups differently, but rebounds, that is a thing. That's why it's been culturally a thing for a while.
And that's the thing that I hate about modern dating today is you get into a serious relationship, you break up, and then some people can just go underneath a man, go underneath a woman. And just, it's kind of like what I heard the saying was, let me lay all your problems down on somebody else. And then somebody's getting their heart broken. Because let's just be frank. You have sex, I have sex. We put emotion into that shit, right? And it's not just, oh, let me just jump into bed, please. It's emotional connection. Am I wrong?
No, I think everybody's different. I think there's a lot of people that use intimacy for different reasons. And one of the major things is definitely emotional, whether it's an emotional crutch or they actually genuinely want a healthy relationship with somebody. And today, in this day and world, it's a lot easier to unfortunately use intimacy as a crutch because it's more socially acceptable, and it's a lot easier to download an app and text somebody and have someone over your house. So there's things that you can utilize every single day, and people definitely take advantage of it.
Yes, they do. Everybody asks, how soon is too soon? And I don't freaking know. There's no breakup handbook. There's no rule saying you must wait 90 business days before getting naked with another human. I mean, you don't get a letter in the mail saying, okay, well, your extended warranty on your relationship has expired. You are now free to date. Some people emotionally leave relationships months before they physically leave. Two people officially break up Friday, but one of them might have been mentally gone since Christmas. They've already cried. They've already accepted that shit isn't working. They're already pictured life with another person. So I don't think you can automatically look at somebody dating quickly and say, you never loved your ex. But come the hell on. If you broke up on Tuesday and by Friday you're saying, I never felt this way about anyone before, bullshit. Okay. You haven't even changed the relationship status yet. Let's just say a woman gets out of a serious relationship. 2 weeks later, she's dating somebody new. Is that too soon?
I think it all depends. So was she the one that was broken up with, or was she the person that broken up with the person? So for
Does that matter though? In a girl's world?
I think it matters in both worlds. I think it just may matter to women more.
Okay. And why?
More emotional. Yeah.
So you're saying that men cannot be emotional?
I think men can be emotional. I think men are emotional. I just think it's totally known in the world now that women are more emotional than men. And
what if it's 1 week?
I think we can all agree that if we were to put on paper, hey, this person got with another person after a breakup after a week, that looks unhealthy. That looks like
Here's a crazy one. What about one day, the next day?
And
so you get out of a relationship on Monday. By Tuesday, you're already seeing somebody else.
From a female's perspective, the sad part is all of your girls, after you get through a breakup, will always be like, come on, girl, let's go out tonight and let's get you a man. And
is that the norm now?
It kind of is the norm. And
but why? Where did that come from? Where do you think that would come from? Because me, if I was broken up with, I would have said, you know what? Not tonight. I'm just going to be in my head a little bit, 4 walls, maybe eat a carton of ice cream and just continue with what I'm doing.
Personally, I would probably do the same thing. However, there are a lot of women out there that may not be in a relationship that long. So they might not have the amount of feelings that we would have of having a longer term relationship. All of those things play a part into how that breakup ended and what is the next avenue after that and what course you're going to take after.
Cool. If it was one of your friends, at what point are you looking at your friend going, girl, what the hell are you doing?
So when it's your friends,
yeah,
I don't think you're always going to say something. Like, would you really tell your guy friend, like, hey man, you can't go fuck some bitches?
At the end of the day, he is his own man. Exactly. My friend is, my male friends are their own manhood. Okay. But at the end of the day, if he is drinking, using substances, that's a little bit differently. You get what I'm saying? That's just let me go out, get drunk, and then go to the bar, bring somebody home, and, just having a night of just one night stands. I think that's just, like I said, laying all the problems. But here's something else that I've always wondered. Do you think women sometimes emotionally leave relationships long before they actually end them?
Yes. So that's actually a proven fact. And statistically speaking, women do, before they break up with a man, have long before that pretty much set in stone that they've checked out.
And I could say, and you can probably agree with me, do men do the same thing?
Yeah, some men do the same thing. I also think that even on both sides of the spectrum, some women could be in a relationship and think their relationship is completely fine. And then out of the blue, they get broken up with and they're completely taken back. And it happens the same for men. But I do think it happens more to men, unfortunately. And I think that all comes back down to communication.
Because that's important. Someone might say she replaced him in 2 weeks, maybe. Or maybe she's been giving or grieving the relationship for 8 months while she was still in it. There's a difference. There is a difference. Here's one of the biggest questions of this entire episode. Do you actually want this new person, or do you want the feeling this new person gives you? Because rejection fucks with your confidence. You start thinking, was I not attractive enough? Was I boring? Did they find somebody better? Was I not successful enough? What the hell was wrong with me? Then somebody new comes along, they're flirting with you, they're complimenting you, they're texting you. Suddenly your brain goes, oh, thank God, somebody still wants me. And that shit feels good because maybe you're not falling for the person, maybe you're falling for the validation. So, from a woman's perspective, after a painful breakup, how much does validation play into wanting attention from somebody?
I think it plays a huge part. So I think not a lot of women may admit this, but I'll be the first to admit it. In my early 20s, it's very easy to just go back out there, find another man that will give you attention, maybe even 4 or 5. Now, you may not be sleeping with all those people. It may just be flirty texts, calls, dates, stuff like that. But it's extremely easy to definitely find somebody. And again, this goes back to the beginning when we talked about that's an emotional crutch. That's a coping mechanism. That's unhealthy. And now in times like we have now, that is the norm. That's what people do. That's exactly why when you tell your friends that you go through a breakup, women or man, they're like, come on, man, let's go to the bar. Let's have a couple beers, take him back. And they'll push you to go back out there and hit on a girl. Or women will do the same thing. They'll push you to go out, put on a sexy little number and get hit on.
Yeah, one of those sexy outfits.
Yeah, it's totally normal. And I can speak that even my own friends do the same thing. And that's unhealthy. And it's just so normal that we all fall into that category of doing those same things over and over again.
Do women ever know that they're not emotionally ready for another relationship, but still enjoy getting attention from you?
I think some do. I think some are self-aware, but they don't care to change that about themselves. And then I think there's a large portion of women that are in denial and don't notice that behavior or pattern is unhealthy. And, I think that goes for men too. It's not just females. I think it's like a fair amount of our population out there.
And is there anything wrong with that if they're honest about it?
Yes and no. So I can speak from my own experience with this. I've had my own time where I've done that with a man and he caught feelings and I felt really guilty after. And I think knowing that now, I would not do that again. I'd rather just get healthy, make myself better, ready for the next person that comes along, and then date correctly. Because previously I made that mistake and somebody got hurt out of that. Unfortunately, in this day and age, people don't recognize that they hurt somebody.
Let's say a woman tells a guy, I'm not ready for a relationship, but I enjoy talking to you. Fair?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay, flip it. A guy tells you, I just got out of something serious. I really like you, but I'm not ready to commit. Do you believe his ass?
So I would believe him because he's telling me, hey, I just want something casual, most likely. But there's a lot of women out there that will have that denial. They're like, I can change him. Okay, well, maybe he'll like me enough where we'll be in a relationship. And that's that hardship for women out there, that they're not utilizing the resources and knowing that these men are telling you exactly what they're looking for and you're not listening.
Mhm. Because I think honesty changes the whole situation, right?
Mhm.
There's nothing wrong with not being ready, but don't tell somebody you're ready because you're scared they'll leave. That's where people get hurt. Okay, here's another phrase. I'm just having fun. Okay, maybe you are, but sometimes I'm having fun actually means I'm doing everything humanely possible to avoid sitting alone with my fucking thoughts. Going out every night, drinking, hooking up, dating apps, constantly texting, never spending one night alone. Sometimes that's not moving on, sometimes that's running. Do women recognize when another woman is doing this? Your friend is posting, living my best life, and you're sitting there thinking, no, the hell you're not. And social media takes this shit even worse. Relationship ends, suddenly Instagram becomes new me, gym selfie, vacation picture, inspirational quote. We know TikTok and their algorithm shows you, oh, he ain't shit. And, sending you all kinds of emotional videos. It does that for men too. Know your worth, thirst trap, another inspirational quote, another thirst trap. Meanwhile, they're checking every 11 minutes to see if their ex watched their entire freaking story. You're not over them. You're running a marketing campaign. Oh, differently. There is a stereotype. Women supposedly feel the breakup immediately. They cry, talk to their friends, process everything. They eventually move forward. Meanwhile, the guy is initially like, I'm free. He's at the bar. He's with the boys, dating apps downloaded before. He's even gets home 3 months later. She's doing great. He's sitting in the car listening to sad news and thinking, I've made a very huge mistake. Obviously, that's a stereotype, but I'm curious as to how much truth there is to it. From what you've seen or something that you've been through similarly in your past, how do women typically handle heartbreak? Do women talk about breakups with their friends more openly than men, or what's the deal there?
I've had male friends and female friends, and I think they both talk evenly and open about it. I think the difference is that females are able to be more promiscuous because they have the ability to, whereas men don't always have the ability because there's not as many women readily available to them as there are men available to women.
Right.
So the unfortunate portion of that is, yeah, a lot of women out there will do the same thing. And what we refer to that is pick-me's. They're pick-me's.
Pick-me's. That's right.
The women out there that post those pictures that are known as thirst traps are out at the bar every day, and it's an avoidance style. So psychologically, if we're to really break that down, it shows that they're not comfortable with themselves. They don't love themselves, and they haven't worked on themselves. They're too afraid to be alone with their thoughts. So they seek out that validation in other people. And that's why they have so many men on their phones. That's why they're always with a different guy every night. Now, maybe they're not sleeping with every man. Maybe they're just bringing them out to the bar or lunch to buy a free meal, which is very easy these days. And that's why a lot of men out there have those thought processes of, well, she just wants a free meal, you know? And it's super unfortunate because not everyone takes dating seriously like they used to.
Right.
And that's how we've gotten to the day that we are now, currently, where women are known as pick-me's and men are known as fuckboys.
Got it. So that's where that comes from.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to continue this very fabulous conversation. Listen again, if you sponsor one of these wonderful people, you got a haircut, you got your shoes done. So listen to our sponsors. Actually go and get their products and use their services because they are fantastic people and I know them personally. Also, if you're looking to become a sponsor or looking to actually join the show, Asia, even though she's my friend, she did the right thing. She emailed me. She said, "Hey, Josh, I really want to talk on your show. I really want to talk, different things that's going on. I love what you got going on." So this is what we're going to do. We'll be right back. Do you love looking in the mirror and saying, "Wow, my hair hasn't looked this good before"? Majority of us guys feel like this each time we get a great haircut. Tired of not getting that same feeling? Well, I have the answer. Francisca, who operates Vancura Cuts, is the way to go. Stop going to those ordinary haircut chains that don't give you the same feeling of style and confidence. Let Fran hook you up. She's not that far from the suburbs, just right there in Joliet, Illinois. So follow her now on Instagram at Vancura Cuts, one word, that's VAQUERA, Cuts, and book your appointment now on Booksy. And we are back with Asia. This has been a very great conversation so far. What do you think?
I agree. Insightful.
I really do love in person. This is not video chat. We're actually looking at each other right now. I'm looking into her eyes. She's looking at mine. And it's so weird. But we were talking about the stereotypes before we went on to break. And I'm going to give my answer to her discussions because I think a lot of men distract ourselves instead of actually processing stuff. We go to work, we go to the gym, we use sex, alcohol, dating, whatever prevents us from sitting there thinking, "Damn, this one actually hurts." Can women tell when a man hasn't healed from his ex?
I think some can and some can't. I think some are in denial.
So what are the signs that leads to that?
So some of the signs would probably be just maybe not fully in that relationship. So sometimes they're in and sometimes they're out. When somebody's fully in a relationship, they'll want to hang out with you all the time. They'll want to do everything with you. Sometimes they'll maybe move a little bit faster than you typically would because they're just on that same wavelength. When people aren't on that same wavelength, I think that's when you can kind of notice either they're not fully into you or, they're maybe not over their ex or over their own issues that they may have stemming. And what you previously talked about with men using other mechanisms like going out and going to work, that's very disassociative. Like that's disassociating. I actually find myself doing that all the time when I have a hard time. That's like a trauma response.
Mhm.
So a lot of people utilize that. And that's usually people that have bad childhoods.
Now, since you've mentioned you using one of those mechanisms, what are the signs a woman isn't over her ex? Even when she says she is.
I think
We just talked about this the other time.
we actually did just talk about this kind of
Mhm.
like the other day, actually. And honestly, I think a lot of women will disassociate. Like that's one big sign. That's not something you commonly see in women. I think some women have a hard time disassociating. I think that's more of a male's like coping mechanism rather than a women's. But there are some women you will find that do that. And those are typically women that have high trauma responses, something that happened to them in their childhood or multiple things that happen in their childhood. So with dissociative personalities, they will maybe pull away a little and you'll notice. And that's actually the same with men when you notice that they're maybe not over their ex. So women that pull away, or a little or a lot, they'll go through little portions where they'll love you a lot. It'll almost feel like love bombing. And then they'll pull away. And then they'll go back to that love bombing, and then they'll pull away. That's being disassociative. It's a very common trauma response. They're afraid of being hurt again. They're not over their ex. They have not healed properly. All of those above right there, that's exactly what that is.
We're talking about sex after a breakup. Can you sleep with somebody new without being emotionally ready for another relationship? Does it help? Does it make things worse? And can sex actually just be sex when your heart is still fucked up? I mean, so let's quit dancing around it. All right. I know you're kind of, well, sometimes people aren't looking for another relationship. They're looking to get a leg. We're adults. It happens. And I don't automatically think there's anything wrong with that. Two single consenting adults understand exactly what they're doing. That's their fucking business. But don't lie to yourself. There's a big difference between I'm horny and I'm emotionally destroyed and desperately need somebody to make me feel wanted tonight. Those are not the same freaking thing. So, female perspective, can somebody generally have casual sex after a painful breakup without being part of the healing or coping process?
I think females think they can, but I don't think that's true. So what I think happens, and I can speak from personal experience, is you're going to feel really shitty about yourself. And the sad part is you're going to continue doing it because you're going to continue seeking out that validation. And then it's going to continue into a cycle. So if you're over doing it with that person, you'll find someone new to validate you, or you'll have multiple people validate you at the same time. This is an extremely common response, even actually with men as well. So I'm sure you can speak to this yourself with male perspective. Nut clarity, you know the reference in the term I'm using?
Yeah.
So yeah, women actually kind of have the same thing.
Really?
Yes, they do. So that is actually something that women have too.
I would have never thought that.
Yes.
I would never thought that.
Yeah. The only difference is you won't notice. And the reason you won't notice is because with men, usually they'll pull away. Women will seek out to cuddle, get more attention after to make themselves feel better.
Right.
Okay. We're continuously seeking that validation.
So it's a fake feeling, kind of, sort of.
Yes.
Because you're using it as a healing mechanism.
Yes.
Same thing that men can do it.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about the emotionally checking out earlier in the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Could you already have a backup in place already?
Yeah.
Is there something that you've done or have done in the past?
So it's very common for women that have emotionally checked out that will secure a backup before they break up because they don't want to be alone. So a lot of times, and this is extremely common, when you emotionally check out, you'll find your backup or you'll secure whatever you have going on to break up. It'll give you that motivation to actually break up with your partner because you've already secured somebody that will meet the needs that you wanted all along. Whether that be treating you better or actually giving you the things that you wanted all along that you've been seeking for your partner currently, that's not giving it to you. And I mean, this all stems down to, did you communicate with your partner that you wanted those things? Or did you assume that your partner is just not giving them to you and he should already know? And that should not be the case. So one of the biggest issues with divorce, breaking up relationships, any of that sort, really comes down to communication. Like, hey, This isn't working out. What can we do to fix this? No one actually sits down and talks like that or has those conversations. Instead, they do what they think is the easier route. This isn't working, so I'm going to find someone else that's going to do what I want.
Mm.
Okay, so you just wasted a year or 2 years of your life securing the relationship that you currently have to go to the next person. And that's exactly why you see so many people with so many different kids by different other relationships.
No, absolutely.
Because they take the easy route out instead of doing what's hard, which is staying in your relationship and going through what you need to.
Or even if the relationship, like you said, you're not getting everything out of it.
Yeah.
You are, at least give yourself time to heal emotionally, being alone by yourself, because I think that's the healthy option. And everybody out there can say, well, no, that's not what I want. I need validation now. I'm 30. I need to have kids now. I need to get married now. All my friends are getting married. You get what I'm saying? So no, you really need to take some time to yourself. My thing that ticks me off, and we've had this conversation,
Mm-hmm.
you go, so you already had somebody in your back pocket this entire time.
Mm-hmm.
And, that makes you talk about calling the kettle black and saying, oh, well, he did all this. I'm still not over it, but you're still bringing him up. You're still talking about him. So no, you're not over it.
Yeah.
Even though you say it over and over, I'm over it. But you ask him, hey, how's asshole doing? Or, so on and so forth. And again, it's like, you're not over it. So why are you getting into something that you're not over? Like, heal yourself first, then move on. But that's how I look at things. Do people sometimes sleep with somebody immediately after a breakup because they want to feel desirable?
Yeah. And again, that is exactly pinpointed to seeking out validation.
Mm-hmm.
So validation can mean multiple things. And one of the biggest ones is definitely like, well, I want to feel desirable. I didn't feel desirable in my last relationship. I want to feel the attention I didn't get in my last relationship, love, affection, intimate, whatever those things may be. That's all seeking validation. And that's all strums down to the same thing. So yeah, it's extremely possible. We've all been there. Anyone listening right now can probably say, yeah, I've done that once or twice, or maybe every single time, actually. I mean, it's extremely common now.
What about revenge sex? My ex hurt me so bad, I'm going to sleep with somebody else and show them I don't care.
So I think revenge sex is more pinpointed a little bit closer than what you described. So personally, if I was to have revenge sex or I was to think that route, I would sleep with his friend or sleep with his brother, or fuck it. In this day and age, I got daddy issues, sleep with his daddy, And I mean, that's revenge sex. Revenge sex isn't, I'm just going to sleep with somebody else and show him. Revenge sex is, I'm going to sleep with somebody he knows to piss him off.
Have you seen people do that in real life?
Yes.
And does it actually make them feel better? Have you ever had a successful case of that?
No, I've never seen someone feel better. I've maybe seen people say, yeah, I got him, but then later they're still disappointed. The reason that you have revenge sex or you do the things that you're doing emotionally is because you have emotional feelings for that person. Okay, good example is, okay, we're friends. We love each other as friends.
She had to say, because there's a lot of probably females out here.
Yeah.
I am a single man. I just want to let you know that, okay? I'm a single man, and she's a married woman.
I am a married woman.
And we have to make sure that is for the record, because again, I love you as friends, Guys, I've already been friend zoned once this week, so don't worry about it. Okay.
Well, he knows he's friend zoned here because he knows my husband. So and they're friends as well. So
that would be very messy, fellas. So don't do that. Okay.
Yeah, agreed. Let's not even touch there. That's sick.
Oh, continue.
But yeah, it's very common. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
We've all heard this advice. The best way to get over somebody is to get under somebody else. Is that actually good advice or complete bullshit? Hold on.
Okay.
Because your ex isn't fucking cold. He's not dead in the ground yet. Okay. You don't sweat them out overnight. You can't sleep with somebody Saturday and still miss your ex Sunday. And now you're heartbroken. Now you're trying to find your pants. Congratulations. Congratulations. You're actually part of that club. Does being physical with somebody new actually help people detach from an ex?
It's a temporary fix.
So it's like drugs.
Yeah, it is. So
it's like living numb.
Validation is a drug. So we talk about drugs every day, especially in the United States.
Drugs are bad, okay?
A whole campaign about it. Don't do drugs, There are other addictions out there. Gambling.
Mm.
I mean, people that cheat, that's an addiction. And the whole strung down to the cheating is typically seeking out validation. And that's a drug. And it's really hard to break. And that's why people...
Just like Kesha said the one time, your love is your drug,
Yeah.
We're not doing that.
It goes down and it strums down right to that. So that validation that you seek out, it strums right down to why people don't just cheat once and maybe they're serial cheaters.
And that's the worst part. Nobody talks about the moment afterward. Nobody ever talks about the hookup. Nobody ever talks about lying there afterward thinking, damn, I still miss them. I still miss them. I still miss her. I got to call her. Another person's body can't necessarily fix what's happening in your head. I'm just going to end it there. Now let's talk about this one. That's even more complicated than I am. Yes. You ready for this? You've got a friend. They've been there through everything, okay? They listened to you cry. They heard every story about the ex. They supported you. They made you feel safe. Then one night, shit gets physical. Now what? Because the person coming out of the relationship might be thinking, that felt good. I needed that. Meanwhile, the friend is lying there thinking, holy shit, it's finally happening. That's a fucking disaster waiting to happen. Can somebody coming out of a breakup confuse emotional safety with romantic attraction? What do you think?
So people getting out of a breakup are at their most vulnerable. And that's when friends that come in and swoop in sometimes are unfortunately people that can kind of maybe see that they're vulnerable and may actually feed on to that. And maybe those people don't actually recognize that they're actually doing that. There are some people that are genuinely just trying to be a good friend, or it just may happen organically. But a lot of times, we kind of call those the friend zone guys. So those friend zone.
That's happened to me a lot, girls. So don't worry about it. Can somebody coming out of a breakup confuse emotional safety? Like I said, with romantic attraction, you said that. Number one, I think that was explained beautifully. If your female friend told you, I just got out of a horrible relationship. My guy friend has been amazing through everything. And now I'm wondering if I actually like him. What would you tell her?
So I've actually had this situation happen not too long ago. I had a friend.
It wasn't me.
It was not. It was a girl. So I'm gonna leave this girl unnamed because I'm not going to.
Yeah, we're not mentioning.
We're not outing
any other flying lines out here.
However, you have met her.
Really?
Yes.
I did. We're not gonna say it. We're gonna say it. Whoa.
Yeah.
She whispered it, so I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Got it.
So this specific girl, she went through a breakup. She actually had a really nice guy. Sadly, a guy I really liked. And I actually still have him on some of my social media because I liked him so much. And I'm actually not really too close with her anymore. So she's what I would describe as a attention seeker, consistently seeking out validation, consistently going from relationship to relationship. And one of the things that I didn't notice right away, but noticed later being friends with her is she is one young. So this may be something she can learn from, but she goes from one relationship into another and then goes back to the old relationship.
So you wouldn't tell her to explore it because you know her patterns.
Yes. And I did tell her to explore it at the time. And then I found out why
She's being physical. You're being a very bad example right now to my listeners.
Well,
How dare you?
I know. Well, I'm just being truthful. I'm being transparent and honest. And this is the truth. Like this happens with women, especially the very young generation now. So I'm not old, but I'm also not super young. I'm not in my early 20s anymore.
Let's be real here. She's still young.
I
I would say, girl, give yourself some freaking time because you don't know what you're feeling right now. We really don't. We could be mad. We could be happy. We can be relieved after everything happened. And then all of a sudden, 2 days later, I know what I'm doing. It happens. It's like the 7 stages of grief, but I call it the 7 stages of relationship. You're angry, you're mad, you're sad, you're depressed, you're debating, and then it just keeps looping and looping and looping. And I don't know what to say. And here's the harder question. If she already knows that the guy has feelings for her, does she have some responsibility not to blur those lines while she's still emotionally vulnerable? See, I got those heads spinning.
Yeah.
She's quiet.
That's definitely a hard one. So I think that's just too confusing. When stuff like that happens, unfortunately, it's just really hard to navigate, especially for somebody that's maybe not smart in the emotional capacity. So emotionally intelligence is the reference I would use towards that. And I can even say like I'm not the most emotional intelligent person in the world.
You're pretty intelligent. You're not emotional because her emotional response was like, "Oh, thanks," or "Oh my God, you're so nice. I'm so sorry." She's very blah. Okay, she's mediocre, but that's okay. But because she has a caring heart. It's just that she's comes out. That's it. That's Asia for you.
Yeah, it's just very, I would describe my personality as transparent, bold, kind of brutal.
Yes, you are.
A lot of times it does get me in trouble.
Yes, it does.
It does. It really does. I've learned that from a very young age. And, even throughout this process of getting older, I've learned you would think I would have good communication. And one of the things I learned recently is I actually don't. I actually have issues with that still. So, there's things that even when you think that, oh, well, how would she have that issue? She's so blunt and, so transparent. It hits you like a truck. You really don't know somebody. You can see somebody and it's just not always the way it seems.
Perfect. Here comes the classic disaster. 2 people agree. No relationship, no feelings, just casual. 3 weeks later, somebody's pissed because the other person didn't send a good morning text. What the hell happened to no feelings? Do people sometimes agree to go casual, secretly hoping that the other person eventually changes their mind?
So typically that's described as a situationship. So somebody that's solely seeing the other person, however, they're both agreeing to casual. And then eventually that could lead up to a relationship. On the female's perspective, I think females are the ones that are most guilty of that.
who's the more like, let's have a relationship, like he needs to text me first, and now we're in a relationship and the guy's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, I think females are most guilty of that, unfortunately. And I think they get their hearts all intertwined in it. And that's also why I would say, like, a lot of women don't have the capacity to be casual. So when men think, well, she doesn't really care, I'm sorry. All you males are dumb for thinking that, because women will always
Not say all of us, because I don't want to be put into that.
Okay, well, all of the men out there that think she just wants casual and that's it, and then moves along and makes those moves with her and thinks she's not going to catch feelings, yeah, you're dumb. I'm just going to put it bluntly. Like, that's the truth, because women will always catch feelings. So
Exactly.
psychologically, when a woman is intimate,
She's going
there are endorphins that are released and everything, and it actually makes a woman love you through intimacy. Men are different, completely different.
Not everything. The men's with hearts, let's just say that. Because men do the shit too. We'll say casual, yeah, absolutely. Meanwhile, internally, Operation Boyfriend begins Monday. So there's responsibility. It is when somebody catches feelings, the person who originally said it was casual or the person who agreed and then wanted more. I think, and what happens if the ex suddenly comes back into the picture? Because now we got ourselves a movie now. We got ourselves
a telenovela.
Yeah.
A telenovela. That's what that is.
Yeah. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm putting our guest on the spot. No prepared speeches, no bullshit. I'm giving her a real world rebound situations. She's got 3 choices: healthy, questionable, or absolutely fucking not. We'll be right back.
Style is a big deal for all of us, especially me. I like to look my best from head to toe. And speaking of toe, I know an incredible individual that her work speaks for itself. Margaret Ray, the owner and founder of Simplest Shoes in Dalton, Illinois, will have your footwear looking from drab to fab in no time. Her unique eye of color and detail is like art that will make your shoes shine, dazzle for days to come, making everyone you know ask where they could get a pair too. All you have to do is call Margaret at 708-953-0015 and discuss the many custom options and designs. Also, give her a like on Facebook at Simplest Shoes with a Z today.
Welcome back. Game time. It's the name game, Judy. We're not doing that. Okay. I'm actually giving you a scenario. First reaction only. Then you can explain yourself. Ready?
Ready.
Okay. Scenario 1. Someone gets out of a 5-year relationship. 1 month later, they unexpectedly meet somebody. They're honest about everything and agree to take things slowly. Healthy, questionable, or absolutely not.
So that's hard to say.
That's not an answer. That's not one of the options.
I would say that's unhealthy. I don't think that you can heal after 1 month. And I think it's unrealistic for somebody to think that.
Do you hear that, fellas? Do you hear that, ladies? Unrealistic.
Mm-hmm.
If you just got out of a relationship and you're with a guy now or with a girl, you're rebounding.
That is rebounding.
Correct.
I can't say that it doesn't work out for people because I've seen it. I'm not even going to be vague here. I know my husband. I was definitely his rebound, actually. And at the time, I didn't know it because we didn't speak on how far back our relationships were.
Uh-huh.
Mine maybe was a little further than his, but it was not even that lengthy of a time. And
Mhm.
his was only, I think, a 3-month or 4-month period.
It's still a good time.
It is. I would have liked more. So
Not a
typically-
month or a week after.
No, nothing like that. But however, I will speak that I would prefer a longer duration, and I probably would not have went on a date with him had knowing that. So he's probably smart for not.
Do you hear that, buddy?
Yeah,
We're not going to mention you, but congratulations, you won the prize. I hope you know that. Scenario 2, somebody gets dumped on Friday. Saturday, they're at the bar. Sunday, somebody new spends the night. Monday, they're posting everything happens for a reason with a heart. Verdict. Is it, again, your answers are, what were your answers? Is it healthy, questionable, or absolutely not?
So they're doing what?
Somebody gets dumped on Friday.
Okay.
Saturday, they're at the bar.
Mhm.
Sunday, somebody new spends the night. Monday, they're posting everything happens for a reason with a heart.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's 100% rebound. That's seeking validation. That's everything you can think of in a book.
I'm already judging the inspirational quote that's going to be posted after that picture.
What?
It's just like everything happens for a reason and God only brings up. Get out of here,
We
girl.
can all think of a woman out there right now that is doing that
Oh, yeah.
or has done that in the past. Like I can right now think of like 3 women that I know are
That's a lot.
doing that right now.
That is a lot.
Like women know other women. And then second to that, I mean, you can even think about women that you know from high school that you're like, wow, they just move fast.
Some of the women from high school are on OnlyFans, so that tells you a lot. Yeah.
Okay, well,
So
we don't judge people for what they do.
hey, I don't judge people for what they do, but what I say is OnlyFans, if you got to make money, honey, do what you got to do.
Are they making a lot of money?
Apparently, because she's in a penthouse in Chicago.
Okay, well, we got to give her some credit there.
Yes, we do.
I'm not saying that she's going to have like the most healthiest relationships in her life, but she'll definitely have money
That's
and lots of attention.
going to be a
Lots
great
of
thing.
attention.
A woman ends a relationship after months of fighting. She immediately starts dating somebody new. But she says, I emotionally left that relationship 6 months ago. Rebound or legitimate?
Yeah, that's hard. So
I'm not giving you easy questions.
I can tell. So I can understand the perspective of I left that relationship 6 months ago, but I would still say that that's unhealthy. And the reason being to that is think about the person you were with before. If
Right.
you really wanted to be healthy going into your next relationship, you wouldn't move so fast. Okay? Because that other person, whether you think won't find out or not, okay, you guys were together for how long? How many mutual friends do you have?
Mhm.
Do you live in the same town? Have you gone to the same places?
Mhm.
That person will find out.
Of course.
And that's unfair. That's unfair to move so fast and show that person that it didn't matter, because that's going to create those own thought processes in that person's mind. And that person doesn't deserve that. And you don't know. We also don't know, why did it end? Why was that person emotionally checked out?
A guy starts sleeping with somebody after his breakup. He tells her, I don't want a relationship. She agrees. 2 months later, she catches feelings. Who's responsible for what happens next?
We actually kind of just touched on this earlier. This is an exact scenario that I just spoke about, where women just agree to like the most ridiculous terms with the most unrealistic expectations after. And it happens all the time. Unfortunately, I think it's sadly up to the guy to just end it, or one of the there's 3 routes he could take. 1, end it, which is what we both can viably think is probably the option. 2, he can move forward with her if he actually genuinely likes her. Or 3, he can fake move forward with her so he can keep her around until he finds something better, which is probably going to be the route he's going to take if he's willing to do casual.
Got it. Somebody starts dating primarily because they want their ex to see them with somebody else. What do you think?
Yeah, that's super unhealthy. Yeah. So
Isn't that absolutely fucking not? I'm kicking you off the podcast. That should be absolutely fucking not.
absolutely not.
Yes.
Why?
Why? It's unhealthy. That is unhealthy. Oh, I'm going to make you jealous and go with somebody else. Especially if you're an older person, like a 38-year-old woman
Yeah.
going out with somebody else just to make that other person
Right.
just to get back into it.
You should be more emotionally intelligent at that point in time in your life to know that that's immature.
Right.
You know, that's unhealthy. And unfortunately, that's not the world that we live in these days. So yeah, I totally agree.
I have a bunch of people who've been through this before. Here's the bonus scenario question.
Mhm.
So far, you're winning a little bit, except for that last question. Would have been absolutely not. Your ex texts you up. It's 11:47 at night. What are you doing?
Yeah. So we've all been here. I can even speak for myself.
I can too.
I think almost every single one of my exes has actually done this text.
Of course.
Or even just people that I was maybe talking to and not really, maybe went on a date or 2 dates with and nothing was serious. So from my perspective, what that means is nothing else is biting. So they want attention from you. And it's not because they actually miss you. It's not because they actually want to see you. Most of the time, it's unfortunately, hey, no one else is giving me attention right now. I'd like your attention.
Thank you for playing our scenario game. I think that was fun. We should do that again. Scenarios, deal or no deal. Now I'm giving you the floor. What do women notice when they're talking to a guy who's clearly not sex?
Yeah, so we actually kind of touched on this earlier.
We touched a lot about
I
a
know.
lot of things.
I think some of the things I maybe went into deep depths with and over described where we got to this point. So again, men, it's very common when they're not over their ex, they'll give you a little bit and then they'll take it away, and they'll give you a little bit and they'll take it away. And that's just a very common response.
Constantly criticizing the ex, is it a red flag?
I think bringing up your ex is a red flag in general, unless the partner brings it up. And you would have to be a certain point into your relationship before you have talks about exes.
What about constantly complimenting her or brings her up without realizing he's doing it?
Yeah, that's weird. So I would never, ever be with somebody that would constantly bring up exes.
Still talks to her every day?
So
they're best friends now.
No, and I can't stand how people say, well, that's just my best friend, or I have kids with them and I have to talk with them. You can talk with them about the kids, but if you're talking about more than the kids and you're having small talk, at that point, you're still allowing them to be in your life while you have a partner at home. And that's not okay. And in some perspectives,
we're getting in some trouble today.
So in some perspectives, some people can see that as cheating. So I can't speak for myself right now, but I know that there is a broad spectrum of cheating. So some people can see watching porn as cheating. Some people can say like actually just doing intimacy with another person is cheating. And some people will say, well, the fact that you're even talking to another woman about your day-to-day life
or what's going on in your relationship,
or maybe flirting, or exactly the relationship thing right there. I think I would maybe find that a bit uncomfortable myself. So,
But reverses for me. What do women do after breakups that think men misunderstand, that you think men really misunderstand?
I think men misunderstand that women can have the capacity to just be casual or be over it faster than what they really are. And that's just not the reality. The reality is women are emotional. I mean, that's factual. It is. We are much more emotional than a man. I'm not saying that men don't have the emotional capacity to be emotional, but that's why men can do the jobs that they do and do some of the things that they do, because they're not as emotional as we are. That's why it's a lot harder for women to prove that, hey, I can do this job and I can be less emotional. It's hard. Yeah, I mean, why do you think we haven't had a woman president yet? And that's I know that's going to be a hard reality, and a lot of people are not going to like hearing that. But I'm going to be the first to say that I didn't vote for a woman on purpose.
And what's one thing you wish men understood about women after a painful breakup?
I think it depends on why did they break up and why was it painful. So, was the breakup due to the person was physically harmful? Were they emotionally harmful? Was it cheating? Was it any of the above? That is something I think men need to recognize before going into a relationship, because if that woman did not heal after that, you're going to be trying to fix that person and you're not going to be able to. That woman has to heal themselves first. And this goes vice versa, guys. This doesn't just go towards women. This goes towards men too. So, I mean, women that are trying to do the whole, well, I can fix him. That's so dumb. You cannot. He needs to fix himself. It's not going to work. And that is just the truth.
Can you really be just friends? Now we've got another uncomfortable.
So
Hold on. So let me finish this. You're so hard to answer that question. You develop feelings for somebody that don't feel the same way about you. They tell you, I really value you. You're one of my best friends, but I don't see you romantically. Can that friendship actually survive? What do you think?
No, I don't think it can survive. And before I go into what I'm about to say, I'm going to touch base on this on why. So whoever the party is that shares their feelings, they're ultimately going to be hurt. They're not going to be able to talk to the person in the way that they did before. And the other person is going to act like nothing happened. And that's not a safe way to go about a friendship. And on to the next part. I don't know, Josh, do you want to touch on that? Do you want to give a perspective here?
She knows me too well.
Do you want to?
My perspective is, if you can be a mature enough person, yeah, it's going to hurt. Yeah, you're going to deny, oh, what's wrong, all this other stuff. No, you want them to see them thrive. Because again, you got yourself in that situation. You got yourself in that predicament to be friend zoned because you were already encouraging so on and so forth. You encouraged his relationship prior.
Okay. Let me challenge you then. So let's say that happened to you, right? And then you go into another relationship after. What about the next girl that you get in a relationship with, and you're still friends with this other girl that you had feelings for? Okay, how do you think that's going to make the other girl feel? Don't you think that's borderline cheating?
I wouldn't say that, but if you ever look, and here's just my way of thought, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say that down the road, Okay. She finally realizes, hey, this is that. There's always that possibility, right?
Yeah.
There's always that possibility. But to me, if that would have ever happened to me, I value my worth, right? I could say, you know what? You could have chose me the first time, but because you were so emotionally unavailable and not thinking straight, you choose Tom, Dick, and Harry right after. And then now you're like, you know what? Now I'm going to choose you. It's over. It's done. Healthy, I can do that as a person because now I'm emotionally invested into somebody else.
Don't you think that's kind of keeping a backup?
No, it's not, because I wouldn't keep that as a backup.
Kind of.
She was, so in a man's perspective, she kept me as a backup all these years. And guess what? I'm not taking it back because I'm not that kind of person.
So what if you broke up with the new relationship you created and she made it known that she was interested? You broke up with this new girl. And then after that, you decided to work on things with the friend zone that you had. That's kind of keeping a backup. And that isn't, you cannot lie.
I would not choose it because who knows? Maybe she had 6 kids. Maybe she's, a drug abuser and she's all fucked up now. I'm just saying.
6 kids.
Truthfully, nobody wants a guy who's been around the block. Oh, I slept with thousands of women. Nobody wants a girl who's been around the block the same way. You know it and I know it. It's unhealthy. It's really unhealthy because everybody's spreading their legs. And this is one topic that I'm going to really get pissed off at. Everybody spreads their legs and opens up their, giving their, their goods away to everybody. This is both men and women. And then they're like, I can't find something real. Well, no fucking shit. You're not going to find anything real because they already got what they got coming from. So a girl can be the same, meaning, oh, I'm just getting sex. He's not that good because he doesn't know how to pull my hair, or he doesn't know how to, or she doesn't know how to touch me. You get what I'm saying? It pisses me off because sex is not the biggest part of the relationship. Okay.
Yeah, and intimacy is something that you can build on.
Correct.
Communicate.
Correct.
And that's where I just brought up the communication earlier. And it's something you can build on. You just have to communicate with your partner.
Intimacy is the addition to the relationship. If you don't have everything up in the relationship, communication, attractiveness, like I mentioned on a show once before, if you don't even have to be attractive. You have to get the attraction. It's called the attention getter. Like, ooh, he smells really good. Okay, we'll make her laugh. Let me make him laugh. Flirt back and forth.
Yeah.
And then, okay, he's funny. He's emotional. He has goals. She has goals, so on and so forth. That's what makes a relationship. And then you add intimacy to it. Boom, you guys are creating fireworks in your lives. And I'm not saying in the bedrooms that you're making fireworks and firecrackers. I'm talking about as a whole. So I lost my train of thought. All right. So we now reach the ultimate test. You've supposedly moved on. You're dating somebody new. Like you said, you're happy. The phone lights up. It's the ex. It's the best friend that friend zoned you. Hey, oh, fuck. 1 word, 3 letters, and suddenly 6 months of personal growth is fighting for its freaking life. What does the message have so much power than when somebody isn't completely over their ex?
So I think it's dependent on, hey, are you in this relationship for the right reasons? If you're not, then you're definitely going to entertain that conversation with your ex. So I've actually personally even been here. And this was actually something I communicated with my husband very early on. And he's totally going to hear this podcast, actually. He knows exactly who I'm speaking of. Actually, it's happened 2 times to me with 2 different people.
God, you savage.
I I know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, baby. I love you. I just want you to know. And I'm only bringing it up as an example because this will happen to somebody else. And I think it's all about communicating. I made it very known, like, hey, my ex just texted me, and he was like, well, block him. And I totally blocked him. And I actually had the old ex blocked. And the only reason I had found out that he had messaged me is because I got rid of my old phone number and I had to text the person with my old phone number because it was attached to an account. And that person was like, hey, so I've been getting messages from this person. And then they sent me the messages and I was like, wow, he's really been trying to reach out. And I told my husband about it. And he was sending pictures of me, like of us together. And I was extremely embarrassed because this poor guy that's married was telling me, hey, I'm getting all these pictures from this guy, like you guys together. And he's been trying to reach out for like, I guess, a whole year.
Jesus.
And the whole time, I guess this guy was just ignoring it until the end. He was like, hey, I think you're the wrong number, dude. You know? And I was like, why didn't you just say that in the first place? Why did you let this guy go on? And he actually was admitted to me like, well, my wife and I found it entertaining.
That's terrible.
That is
That is so terrible.
It's funny looking back that he still continued messaging. And I had actually showed my husband the messages, I read some of them to him. And yeah, I've actually not talked to him for years now. That was one of my relationships I would rate as, it was short, and two, it was very unhealthy. It was not a relationship I'd ever go back to. It's not one I would ever even think about. It's not something that even crosses my mind. But yeah, I definitely agree that if you're going to entertain your ex, you're not really happy in your current relationship.
Agreed.
You should do the right thing and break up with your current relationship to let them move on and go with somebody that will actually love them.
I agree. We're heading into our final part of today's show, but we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, how do you actually know when you're ready to love somebody again? Can the right person come into your life at the wrong time? And then we're doing no bullshit rapid fire with our guest. We'll be right back.
This is Josh, one of your hosts from the Fellas and Facts podcast. I just want to take the time to say thank you to our fellow listeners, our dedicated listeners who make this show possible. Without you, we cannot do the things that we do. We hope every single day, every single week, when you tune into our episode, you will benefit from it. Get a little bit of feedback, a little bit of help. That is our goal. That is our dream. So let's get to work.
Welcome back to the show. We fucked around a lot today, but let's get serious.
Oh, no.
Heartbreak hurts when somebody was a part of your everyday life and suddenly they're gone. That leaves a hole. After there's a temptation to fill the hole as quickly as possible, relationship, sex, dating apps, attention, alcohol, whatever makes you forget the first couple hours. But another human being shouldn't have to become a fucking Band-Aid. How does somebody, they're generally ready for another relationship? How do you really know when they're actually ready?
That's so hard. So when you're dating, you don't know. You don't know. You're taking a chance. You're taking a leap of faith.
So it's a gamble.
It is a gamble. So that is a gamble. It's a gamble going on a date. It's a gamble. I mean, anything really. If you think about it, it's a gamble finding a job. It's a gamble moving somewhere new, buying a new house.
Do you ever, or do you have to be completely healed? Or can two people meet while one's still healing and actually build something healthy?
I think you can still meet somebody and still be working on yourself as long as you've done some work and you still continue that work while you're with that person.
Here's one that I really do like. Can the right person come into your life at the wrong time?
Yes, I do actually agree with that. However, I think that maybe wasn't meant to be.
If they do you walk away, or do you communicate, slow the hell down, and see what happens?
I think you should walk away because that person is ready to have a relationship and you're not. You need to give that person a chance to actually find somebody that's willing to actually be with that person and love them how they should be loved.
All right. Here's our rapid fire.
Oh,
No
no.
politically correct answers.
Nah.
Don't overthink this. First thing that comes into your head. Are you ready? Someone hooks up the same weekend their 5-year relationship ends. Rebound?
Rebound.
Your new partner checks their ex social media every day. Red flag?
Red flag. Not over them.
Their claim they're completely over their ex, but bring the motherfucker up every conversation. Believe them?
No, they're not over him, or they wouldn't mention him.
Your friend says they're just having casual sex, but she's crying every time one of these guys doesn't text her back. Still casual?
No, it's not casual. She caught feelings.
Someone tells you, I'm not ready for a relationship, but acts like you're a boyfriend or girlfriend. What the hell is that?
That's actually a confusing one. And
So
I will
confusing.
Yeah, it is. So that's what we would rate as a situationship. That's a situationship. They don't want you to see someone else, but they also don't want to commit.
Can you generally love your ex and still sleep with somebody else?
Yes.
Can
of course.
Can sex actually help somebody move on?
It's a crutch. So I would say yes and no.
So maybe.
I think it will help for a short-term solution, but in the long term, it's not going to continue to help.
Would you date somebody who broke up with their serious partner last week? Short answers.
No, I would not.
Can you love somebody and still know you shouldn't be together?
Yeah, you can. And I've been there. I've been there, actually.
Is being alone after heartbreak underrated?
Yes, I do think it's underrated. I think people don't see other people's pain sometimes, and they think, I've been here too. And this is something I recently came in revelation with. You definitely need to be more understanding of other people's feelings. And sometimes I'm a little too quick to judge.
Final one. Your ex texts you at midnight. You up. What the fuck are you doing?
We already talked about this. I'm not doing shit, and I'm not texting him back because he just wants attention because he's not.
Why do you still have him if you didn't block him?
That's a great question. And I know somebody that's like that, and I'm not.
I do
those
too.
People.
Remember I said no mature podcast answer. I can't believe that. Here's where I've landed. There's no universal rule. I can sit here and say everybody needs 3 months, 6 months, a year. Somebody can be single for 2 years and learn absolutely nothing. Time alone doesn't create growth. What you do with the time does. And there's one question I think everybody needs to ask themselves. Do I want somebody or do I need somebody? Wanting somebody is, my life is good, I'm okay by myself, but this person adds some beautiful meaning to it. Needing somebody is, I don't know how to be okay unless somebody chooses me. And that's dangerous. Because when your entire life happiness depends on another person's choosing you, you're becoming terrified of losing them. And when you become terrified of losing somebody, you tolerate shit, you tolerate the red flags, you abandon your boundaries, you accept behavior you know isn't okay, because being miserable with somebody feels less frightening than you. So do you agree there's a difference between wanting somebody and needing somebody?
I think your explanation was great. So I think wanting somebody is exactly what you said.
What would you, go ahead.
Yeah, so wanting somebody is, hey, I love myself, but I want a healthy relationship. I want to start a family. I am in a good place right now. And needing somebody is an emotional crutch. It is. It 100% is. You do not feel safe being alone with your thoughts. And that other person that you choose to put in place is only going to be there for a little bit. until you find someone else that will fill that void again.
What would you say to a woman listening right now who's heartbroken and thinking, I need to find somebody else?
I really think that you just need to learn to love yourself. And it's okay to seek out therapy. It's okay to talk to a friend. I think the sad part is it's okay to maybe make a couple of unhealthy choices at first, as long as you make healthy choices later. Because we all make mistakes and we all make our own choices. We are our own people. But if you really want to have a healthy relationship and go into a healthy relationship, you need to love yourself and do it the healthy way. And the reason being is because if you do it the unhealthy way, you're going to be with somebody that does not meet everything that you want. And you're going to accept behavior that is not okay.
And then that could be the sweet guy. That can be the funny guy.
Yeah.
That could be the guy with the beard. That can be the guy with no hair. If your self-esteem is not there, you're going to be in some problems. You got to love yourself. And I'll speak to the guys for a second. Fellas, you don't have to prove shit after somebody rejects you. You don't have to immediately find another woman. You don't have to make your ex jealous. You don't have to pretend you don't care. Sometimes maturity is admitting that hurts. That's it. Process it, figure it out. What happened to you, what you did wrong, what they did wrong, what you tolerated that you shouldn't have, what you want differently next time. Comfortable enough with yourself that the next person isn't somebody you need to save. You need to save you. There's somebody you choose because there's a huge fucking difference. The final question I'm going to have for you is, I'm giving you the last word, okay? For the woman or man whose heart just got completely fucking shattered, okay? And they're thinking finding somebody new tonight is going to make everything better. What would you tell them?
It's not going to help. It will make you feel worse. It really will. You will feel really shitty about yourself. It's better for you to find a hobby. Go work out. Go find something that you really enjoy. Go back to something that you used to do a long time ago that used to make you happy. Spend time with your family or your friends. There are so many other outlets. Actually sit there and think about what makes you happy right now. What would make you happy if you did something? And don't think about that. Maybe you're like, some brownies would make me really happy right now. Get some brownies. Brownies are always good, you know? If not that, then think about, what's my plan for my future? How can I make myself be a better person for the next person that comes along? Think about that. Because then when you actually put in the work, you're going to have a good plan set out and you're going to find somebody that deserves you.
Finish this sentence. You're ready for another relationship when
you finally love yourself.
I'm like that. And that's exactly why and how I wanted a woman's perspective on this episode. Men and women might deal with heartbreak differently. We might disagree about relationships. We might disagree about sex. We might disagree about rebounds, but heartbreak doesn't give a fuck whether you're a man or a woman. Eventually, you got to deal with it. That's going to do it for another episode of the Fellas and Facts. A huge thank you to Asia for coming on, giving us the female perspective and putting up with my bullshit for an entire hour. And thank you guys for listening. Here's a question I want everyone to think after this episode. Are rebounds actually helping us move on, or are we just fucking other people around because we're terrified of being alone? Yeah. We're leaving you with that one. Share this episode. Follow the show on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Our socials are up and running. If you can't listen to us on Spotify or you can't afford Apple Podcasts, listen to us free on YouTube at the Fellas and Facts Show. If you are willing to come on to the Fellas and Facts for a debate with me, like I said, EJ is busy with work. He is so consumed with his personal life and daily life. He really wants to come on, and we're making some bigger plans to actually record in an actual studio in the heartfelt of Chi-Town. So we're going to actually have a set so you can actually see us. Again, you want to come on the show and talk to us, thefellas1295@gmail.com. I'm going to send this to a friend, and there's a new person, so I'm focusing on myself. Then I had a new person 12 fucking hours later, but actually, maybe don't send it directly to them. I don't need that shit coming back to me. Until next time, everybody, take care of yourselves, take care of the people around you. Stop using other people to avoid dealing with your own shit. And remember, finding somebody new doesn't mean you found yourself. This is the Fellas and Facts. We'll catch you on the next one.